Over the past few years, I've struggled a lot with self-confidence. So I've always had these kind of issues where I've been afraid of meeting new people, where I've been afraid in big, crowded public environments, where I've been afraid to even do very simple things that most people see easy, like talking to cashiers or buying things or going even onto like the top deck of a bus. So I decided one day that I'd try and fix this. So I started looking at a lot of self-improvement videos, a lot of self-improvement books, and I got a lot of great tips. Things like fake it till you make it, things like keeping your mind distracted, thinking about things while you're in those awkward situations, but none of them really ever helped. I'd always find that I was still this kind of shy, awkward person, but I would just kind of be trying to like put on an act whenever I was in public, and that just wouldn't work. It would be so much effort, it'd be so tiring. It wasn't real confidence. So I sat down one day and I sort of thought about all this stuff, and I had a proper kind of realisation about it all. Hey, I'm Tom and this is my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider dropping a subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, drop all those things. They really help out. They help out with the YouTube algorithm, they just help out with everything. Anyway, let's get into the video. So what was this kind of one magical tip that changed everything? What it was a kind of realisation that to get true confidence, I had to first have a lot of self-respect and also have self-love. So the mistake I've been making, and I'm sure what a lot of you guys are making if you're here watching this video, is that you saw confidence as a kind of proactive thing. You saw it as something you had to kind of act towards to get to. It was a step of things you had to do. For example, you had to talk to more people in public, you had to kind of push your boundaries, you had to break past your mental barriers. All this stuff, it's all very proactive. But when I truly learned this kind of self-discipline and self-respect, the attributes you'd normally assign to a confident person, so just being outward, being able to talk to new people, being kind of more extroverted, they started to come more naturally. The reasoning behind this, I think, is twofold. But the first thing is definitely this kind of, it kind of just reduces the risk threshold for these normal actions. So for example, when I was really unconfident, when I didn't have much self-esteem, when I didn't like the way I lived, didn't like the way I looked, I kind of pitted a lot of importance on doing certain things. So say for example I had to talk to a new person, or say I had to go to an interview for a business meeting or something like this. Not that I'm in a business meeting, but anyway, it's like an interview for some shitty job or whatever. I would always kind of put this thing on a pedestal. I'd say, you know what, right? If I don't fail this, I'm totally fucked, man. Like, I'm just going to be screwed. I'm not going to be able to kind of progress. I'm not going to be able to live well. But once you kind of learn to love the way you live, you kind of like learn to just to love yourself, basically, to have respect for yourself. That confidence threshold reduces a lot, because you know that even if you get rejected, even if this new person you talk to doesn't like you, even if this interview you go to goes badly, it's not the end of the world. You're going to be perfectly fine. You're still living a brilliant life. You're still perfectly happy with yourself. And this is really important, because it means that when you have these kind of situations that are difficult to kind of process in your mind, it lowers the threshold of confidence a lot. It lets you say, you know what, actually, this isn't actually as scary as it looks, because even if I don't do well here, even if this person turns around to me and says, you know what, I don't like you, that's perfectly fine. And you know what, that's the one thing that changed everything. Then the second thing is kind of like when you build this self-respect for yourself, you kind of, you respect yourself a lot more. And so things that normally would destroy your confidence, so putting people on pedestals, thinking people are better than you, comparing yourself, all this stuff kind of, it goes down. I think my theory on it is that everyone kind of has this 100% confident core, but it's reduced by these mental factors. So we don't respect ourselves as much, and so we see other people and we change ourselves for other people, and we see other people doing this and that, and we say, you know what, they're fucking great and I am shit in comparison. And that is what destroys confidence. I think everyone has core confidence, but confidence is destroyed. It's not that some people are born with it and some people aren't. It's everyone has it, but some people just don't have the limiting factors toward it. So then how do you go about achieving this boost in self-esteem and self-respect? So I think it's twofold really, again, twofold, a lot of twofolds in this video, but anyway, I think the one hand is loving your life. It's loving the way you live, loving the things you do, being happy with yourself as a person. And then the second part of that is your appearance. It's loving your appearance, loving the way you look, and we're going to deal with both of those separately. So first we have to look at our lives, and this is kind of where the real graft and real hard work of this subject begins. So the way to build true confidence is this. When I was in my kind of low self-esteem points, when I was in my points in my life where I had extreme low confidence, that was often paired with a kind of extreme, again, dissatisfaction with my life. I hated the way I was living. It was paired with a lot of like spending hours in my day watching YouTube, watching Netflix, watching TikTok, watching porn, arguing with my parents, eating like shit, not leaving the house, all this stuff. And it was kind of just destroying me from inside. It was kind of like a vicious cycle in a way, because I was so annoyed at the way I was living that I couldn't ever be truly confident. I couldn't have self-esteem. And paired that, and that kind of caused me to carry on living in this kind of self-destructive way. And I'm sure if a lot of you are like here and looking for answers to this kind of question, you're feeling the same sort of thing. So how do we change that? So what's worked for me in the past, and what's worked for a lot of people I've told about this kind of thing, is, so everyone get out a piece of paper right now actually, and you can pause the video in a second, but what I want you to do is I want you to write down a list of everything you do in a day. So try and kind of like timetable an average day. So say maybe wake up at 11 AM, do nothing, I don't know, scroll TikTok from 11 till 12, maybe eat lunch for an hour, YouTube from 1 to 6, this sort of thing. So just kind of like timetable out your day in the best way you can. So I'm pause the video here and go do that. I'll wait for a second. Right, so you're back, excellent. So now what you want to do is you want to basically get out a highlighter or your pen again and kind of underline or highlight everything in your day you're not happy with. So say with me, maybe I'd put down 1 to 6 PM YouTube. Do you know what I'd do? Highlight that. Okay, and next what we want to do is you want to then, well, I don't know why we highlight it there, because now we're just going to cross it right off. So cross off that thing from your daily routine. And the most important part of this kind of thing about getting rid of bad habits, like this YouTube habit, is not quitting completely. Because that is, you know what, with things like that, it's not really beneficial. I mean, with some things like drugs, whatever, okay, yeah, quit completely, because they don't have like a good effect on you. But YouTube, sometimes it's useful. Watching videos like this, watching videos of self-improvement, I mean, I've been there, it actually does help. But what you want to do is you want to limit yourself. You want to set rules. Rules are the most important way to kind of sort your life out. So my favourite rule, and the thing that's been most life-changing for me, is setting this barrier, 11 PM. 11 PM is my time. So before 11 PM, I cannot watch YouTube, I cannot watch Netflix, TikTok, but after 11, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And do you know what that does? Is it gives me a whole day to do the things I want to do. And then after 11 PM, I can get my computer out, I can get my ice cream out, I can sit in my bed, I can chill, I can relax, I can sit there, I can do whatever I want, and I can be perfectly fine. I can look forward to that during the day if it's going hard, if I'm bored, whatever. It's just brilliant. Right, now looking back at the timetable you've had, after all that shit's been crossed out, there's probably quite a bit of empty space. And that's brilliant. This is fucking perfect. The more empty space on your kind of timetable you have, the happier you should be right now. Because if you've got these big chunks of time, 1 till 6 PM, you know what, that's fucking great, because that is time that you can now dedicate to turning your life around. So what I want you to do next to this timetable, or actually on a separate piece of paper, is write down a list of new things you want to try. New things you've always thought about doing. So for me, the list would look something like this. It would be maybe guitar, learn how to play guitar, learn how to skateboard, learn a new language maybe, YouTube, start a YouTube channel, get a side hustle, maybe go to work, earn some money, this kind of stuff. So just write a list of everything on the side that you want to do. And it might be something totally wacky and random. It might be that you want to start learning woodworking or something like this. And anyway, you want to take that list now and either pin it up on your wall if you can do that, or like a whiteboard or something like that. But anyway, put it somewhere on your desk where you can see it every day. And then starting from tomorrow, I want you to again push back YouTube, Netflix, all these bad habits that you've highlighted till after 11 PM. And what I want you to do is start taking things off that list and doing them during your day. So maybe tomorrow you're going to go out and buy a cheap guitar, a cheap skateboard. Maybe you're going to go out tomorrow and film a YouTube video, something like that. Plan a YouTube video, make a channel. Maybe you're going to go out and get a job, something like this. Not just get a job, but anyway, you know what I mean, like start a side hustle, something like this. This is what you're going to do with all these massive blocks of free time you have. And that is how you really kind of sort your life out and switch things up. Because it's not going to be instant, I know that. But after about 10, 15, 20 days of sticking to this, and you have to stick to this, guys, because it's fucking life-changing, you're just going to have this kind of sense of, you know what now, looking back on this, for the first time in my life, I can say I am happy with the things I'm doing. I'm a productive person, I'm meditating, I've got a YouTube channel going, I've got a side hustle going, I've got some money coming in, I'm reading, I'm developing my intellect. I'm not just sat around like half the world watching TikTok, YouTube. I'm not just sat around doing nothing. And that's brilliant. That is the first step towards self-love. It's loving your life. And once you love your life and you love the way you live, whatever's going to happen to you, whatever kind of rejection you might face, whatever social anxiety you might face, you have a cushion. You have this kind of social cushion that so many people lack. because you can say, okay, this might have not gone so well. There we go, words, English, great. But I have this to fall back on, and that's exactly what you need, a social cushion. And next is appearance, and you know what, this isn't something I can help too much on, but because my channel's not really built around that, but there are a lot of brilliant YouTube channels out there for this kind of thing. But anyway, let's just get some of the basics out of the way. So, every mornings, shower. Take a cold shower, keep it on warm at the beginning, turn it full cold at the end. Don't shampoo your hair every day, that's a key tip, don't do that. Bring a facial cleanser into the shower with you, cleanse your face, get out of the shower, apply some moisturiser, you're sorted. Okay, if you suffer things like acne, a great two things to do. One, find a cleanser with salicylic acid in it, it's quite cheap. Secondly, find a moisturiser, and this is even cheaper, with niacinamide in it. They have worked fucking wonders for me, so that's great. Anyway, next is the kind of like, what I like to call like accessorization of your look, of your style. And these are two things. One is hair and kind of facial hair, and number two is your style. So with hair and facial hair, I want you to do this. I want you to look at your hair first, and I want you to decide a few things. Is it short, medium, or long? Is it straight, wavy, or curly? Is it thin, thick, coarse? And once you have these descriptive words, type them into Google, go onto images, and find the kind of people who you like their kind of hairstyle with your hair. And then what you want to do, obviously, go to the barber, go to the hairdresser, get that haircut, get that kind of look, get the styling products for it, and start styling your hair like that. I mean, there's some other stuff, there's all this thing about face shape. Basically, thin face, broad haircut, like rounder face, straighter haircut. They're the two things you want to look for, that's going to make you look your best. Secondly, fashion. Right, fashion, basically you want to go to channels like this. Like Teaching Men's Fashion is probably the best place to start. Just look at some essential videos. I can't really say too much, but basically you want a nice fitting white t-shirt, nice fitting black t-shirt, nice fitting black jeans, nice fitting blue jeans, pair of white sneakers, one necklace, one bracelet, and you're fucking sorted. You're dressing better already than 50% of the population. That's what you need. And once you can sit there and you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, you know what? I look the best I can possibly look right now. That's brilliant for you, man. I mean, that's what's going to sort you out again, because now you can go into this world and you can say, you know what, I look great. I look fucking brilliant and I like the way I look, because that is what confidence is. It's this kind of mentality that you are, and people say it, man, but I mean, like, I don't really like when people say this, but it's like you're the king, like you're the prize, whatever, shit like this. I mean, I think it sounds a bit like it's kind of arrogant, but you know what? That is kind of, in a more toned down way, that is the answer to confidence. It's a knowledge that you are brilliant. It's a knowledge that you are fucking incredible. And once you know for a fact that you're incredible, confidence comes naturally, because confidence is love. You can't be confident if you're living a shit life and you look like shit. You just can't be. I can't go into a room knowing for a fact that I am the least productive, least good looking person in there. That you can't be confident with that kind of mindset. And so this is why self-love and self-respect are the most important parts to confidence. So thanks for watching the channel. I was Tom. I still am Tom, actually. If you liked the video, please drop a like, drop a comment. If you're new here, please drop a subscribe. It really helps out the channel, it really helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps me to grow to that next step. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you around.